guys, Samantha from JCMO Tutorials here, and today I'm going to show you what to do with the leftovers from this project. Now, I should have recently released the tutorial on how to make these, either a week or two back, and that's the leftovers that we're going to be using. So I'll have a link to that project in the description below, but we're going to be using these leftovers. Now, it's been a bit since I recorded that video, and so the alcohol ink in this clay will have seeped out, and so you might, if you already watched that video, notice that these lines are a little more prominent and that there's a little more blue just seeping around each of these nuggets of translucent. So that's something just to keep in mind if you happen to store this to make more of these earrings. The result is going to look different depending on how long you leave it raw for. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to chop these into pieces, and then I'm going to show you the technique that we're going to use. Now, this technique can be used across many different leftovers. It doesn't necessarily have to be this one that we've got here. You can use it with just about any leftovers you want, so don't feel limited if you don't plan on making this project. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to take those leftovers and I'm just going to pop them together like so. There we go. Then just going to grab a piece of paper and I'm just going to burnish it together a little bit just to get them a bit stuck to one another. And I'm even going to use my roller to do that. I'm just using the paper so that the clay doesn't stick to the roller. Don't run it through the pasta machine until you've got them somewhat melded together. So you can see there how that's doing that. And even once I've got them into that state, then I can remove the paper and do the rest without it in the way. It's just the initial bit so it doesn't stick to the clay and lift it up. Okay, and there we go. Then I'm going to just trim this edge here because, but all of the edges really, just because they're a little uneven and they're going to make the next bit a little tricky. You can of course pop these back into your leftovers and use them for a variety of different other techniques. Doesn't have to go in this project. I'm just going to take that now and I'm going to bring over my stencil of choice and I'm going to place that on top. And I'd recommend just using a piece of paper to burnish that in so that it doesn't stick, rather than using a roller. It just makes the process a lot easier. There we go, and I think that's pretty stuck in there. Then I'm going to grab some metal leaf, and I used gold metal leaf in this project already, and so that is the metal leaf that I'm going to be using. Just going to open that up. Grab it and pop it down, and there's a little bit here that I haven't got, but that's fine. Just gonna stick it down a bit and then rip off a piece and put it there. I'm avoiding these other little areas. Again, just grab paper and burnish that so that it sticks to the clay, and any excess leaf you can pick off, put it into a little bag or a pot, and you can use it for either tutorials or projects, whatever you want to do. Okay, so I'm just going to get rid of that excess leaf. Okay, there we go. Then I'm just going to use my finger to kind of burnish that leaf in while removing the excess, and you can use a brush, and I will probably use a brush afterwards, but I'm using my finger first to really get into those gaps, because this is quite a fine stencil and so the metal leaf is having a little bit of trouble sticking, but you should be able to get it if you go about it like this. and just carry on until you've basically removed all the excess and covered the whole thing in metal leaf. Okay, and there we go. And then you can use a brush to brush off the excess, but you should be able to have gotten pretty much all of it with your fingers. Okay, there we go. Then all you have to do is lift. Just need to be careful of this one spot because it's not lifting up. Just give me a moment. There we go. It just caused a little bit of problems because the clay stuck to the stencil a bit more than it did the tile, but that's okay. We can just burnish that and fix it up. Just grab your paper and burnish that flat again. There we go. And then all you have to do is grab your cutters of choice. I'm going to be using my Fangle cutters. I'm just going to bring those both over so that we have a mirror image. And I'm just going to be choosing spots so it looks like paint dripping. There we go. Then just press down like so. And I will generally only press halfway down and then lift up and then press again. And this just helps the clay not stick in the cutters, because if you just cut it out in increments. There we go. Like so. And I'm gonna not worry about the rest of it. I can use that in other leftover tutorials, so I'll just pull that away. And you can cut out more if you want to. You don't have to only cut out 2 earrings, but I'm not going to bake all of that clay because I can use those in other videos. And just remove it, and it's because we cut it out on the tile that it's a little bit sticky, but that's okay. That means that it stuck to the tile well, and that meant that it wouldn't stick in our cutters. Then you're just going to bake that for a full hour at Primo's recommended temperature. Okay, and here they are out of the oven. And you can see how that translucent has gone translucent and has basically changed to almost the same colour as what these earrings were. The only thing that is different is that we haven't put any varnish on. Now I do want to finish off the edges, and to do that I'm just going to take a little bit of acrylic paint that's pretty much the same colour as the metal leaf that I used. I'm just going to use a little makeup applicator and just make sure that you have a bit on there, but not like overwhelmingly so. And then tap that along the edge, just so that it kind of mirrors the metal leaf and doesn't look so plain. And I'll just do that for all the edges. Okay, then the next step is just going to be to grab some UV resin, and I'm just going to pop that over the surface, and that's going to have everything really pop out nicely. And then I would put this under a 36 watt UV light for about 5 minutes to get it to cure completely, and then we can assemble. Okay, and here they are once I've finished. So you can see there how it looks, and what I did was I put this little, oh gosh, what do you call them? It's escaping me now. Oh gosh, I can't actually remember for the life of me what it's called, but I basically put it in and put a layer of resin over the top. I'm going to remember in a second and then I'm going to blurt it out, just watch. But yeah, that's basically how the pieces look. I did it for this one as well. And yeah, that's basically it for the project. If you enjoyed the tutorial, please do let me know in the comments below, and if you have questions, also leave them down there and I'll try to get to them as quickly as possible. And if you would like to support the channel so that I can continue making videos just like this one, please do consider becoming a member or a patron. There's links to that in the description below. And I just remembered what the little things are called. They're called stats. Completely forgot. Apologies. But yeah, if you enjoyed this tutorial, leave a like and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.